Hey y'all, get ready to dive headfirst into a wild and whimsical culinary escapade with yours truly. Today, we're whipping up a ribeye steak in an improvised tandoor made from an old cable drum. Yep, you heard that right. Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant, clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest air. Picture lush green meadows dotted with wildflowers, the gentle rustle of leaves as the breeze whispers through the trees, and the distant murmur of a brook cascading over smooth stones. We're diving into the sweetness of cooking, embracing the village routine, getting our hands dirty with some serious skill, and tackling a new construction site. All right, let's kick off our day with a twist. We're starting by setting up our cooking spot. Picture this, a clearing surrounded by towering trees, their branches forming a natural canopy that filters the sunlight into a dappled pattern on the ground. The air is filled with the earthy scent of damp soil and the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers. I'm all about trying new things, and today's experiment involves not just cooking, but creating the perfect place for it. It's not just about the yummy food, it's about embracing rural life, soaking in nature's beauty, and even getting a bit of a workout with some blacksmithing in the wild. So I finally managed to cut through that empty cavity in my experimental setup. It's like unlocking a new level in a game, exciting and full of possibilities. The sound of metal grinding against metal echoes through the forest, mingling with the chirping of birds and the distant call of a hawk. All right, let's dive back into our cooking adventure. We're back at the location, and it's time to get our ingredients ready. The scent of freshly tilled earth mingles with the aroma of herbs and spices. We've got nera, special rustic butter, rustic oil, garlic, and a bunch of spices all lined up, ready to mingle and create a symphony of flavors. The vibrant colors of the ingredients, the deep green of the nera, the golden hue of the oil, the rich brown of the garlic, are a feast for the eyes even before we start cooking. Now comes the fun part. Grinding and crushing everything together. The rhythmic sound of the pestle hitting the mortar blends with the rustling of leaves and the distant babble of the brook. Oh, and don't forget the rosemary. I plucked it fresh from my garden, adding that extra burst of flavor and juiciness. It's like bringing a piece of nature right into our dish. The smell of crushed herbs fills the air, making my mouth water in anticipation. Having everything at hand really makes the cooking process smoother, don't you think? Once everything is nicely mixed with oil, get ready for a taste explosion. Trust me, it's going to be so delicious that you'll be licking your fingers clean by the end of it.
So good.
Can't wait for you to experience these amazing flavors. The mixture glistens in the sunlight, and I can already imagine how incredible it's going to taste once it's cooked. Aside from cooking up delicious dishes, I've got a bunch of other exciting things on my plate. One of my favorite pastimes is working with clay. The sensation of the cool, wet clay in my hands is both soothing and invigorating. Sure, making a tandoor from scratch can be quite the workout, but there's something so fulfilling about crafting your own cooking equipment. It's like a burst of pride in your creative skills. Now, on to our furry friends. We always make sure to take care of them, too. The dogs run around, their playful barks adding to the symphony of sounds in the forest. After all, happy pets make for a happy cook. And now, on to the star of the show. The main meat for today's feast. Each stroke of the knife, each smoothing touch is a step toward creating something both functional and beautiful. The knife glides through the meat with a satisfying ease, each slice revealing the marbled beauty within. We handle it with care, slicing it up without any finger mishaps. No beginner's luck needed here. Each type of meat deserves its own special treatment, and today, I'm here to give you a masterclass. But before we dive into that, let's take a moment to ensure everything is squeaky clean. Meat gets a good wash for hygiene's sake, and our veggies are enjoying a nice therapeutic bath too. The cool water splashes against the vibrant vegetables, washing away any dirt and impurities. Can't have a delicious meal without starting with the basics, right? Now that our veggies are sparkling clean, it's time to focus on the next step, preparing the fire. We're using hay and twigs, which are just perfect for getting that flame going for the next stage of cooking. The dry twigs snap satisfyingly as I break them into smaller pieces, and the hay rustles softly as I arrange it in the fire pit. It's a bit like juggling bees. There's always a lot happening, and I've got to keep up with everything buzzing around. Speaking of buzz, have you noticed how unpredictable the weather has been lately? Sometimes our cooking plans get delayed until late in the evening because, well, Mother Nature likes to keep us on our toes. The sky shifts from bright blue to a moody gray, the clouds gathering ominously before dispersing just as quickly. But hey, when the weather finally decides to cooperate and blesses us with that long-awaited sunshine, it's like a chef's dream come true. The warmth of the sun just adds that extra touch of magic to the cooking process. The sunlight filters through the trees, casting a warm glow on our cooking area and making everything look even more inviting. Now, let's not forget the salt. It's time to sprinkle some of that goodness onto our dish before the wind decides to play tricks and blow away half of my carefully chosen spices. The grains of salt glisten like tiny crystals in the sunlight, enhancing the flavors of our dish. And with that, we dive into the fun part, roasting the meat. The sizzling sounds and tantalizing aromas of frying meat are like music to the ears of any true meat lover. The meat starts to brown and crisp up, releasing a mouth-watering aroma that mingles with the scent of the herbs and spices. Isn't today's weather just lovely? It's warming up nicely now, but can you believe it was raining just a couple of hours ago? That's the beauty of life, always keeping us on our toes with its little surprises. The sun's rays feel like a gentle hug, warming us up after the earlier chill. Now, back to our delicious cooking adventure. When dealing with meat, it's crucial to give it a flip every now and then. The sizzle as the meat hits the grill is incredibly satisfying, and the smell is enough to make anyone's stomach rumble. Otherwise, you end up with uneven cooking, and nobody likes a piece of meat with coal on one side, right? That's a barbecue bummer. Once our meat starts releasing those mouth-watering juices on the grill, it's the perfect time to throw in some veggies. They soak up all that flavorful meat juice, adding an extra layer of deliciousness to our dish. The veggies sizzle and pop, their colors becoming even more vibrant as they cook. And let's not forget about the sauce. It's like the finishing touch that brings everything together. I love experimenting with different spices to create unique flavors that'll have everyone coming back for seconds. The sauce simmers on the stove, bubbling gently and releasing its rich, savory aroma. It's all about that culinary creativity. So folks, what are your thoughts on our culinary journey so far? But hold on, we're not done yet. We've got another exciting stage of frying ahead. And trust me, it's not your ordinary cooking experience. Stick around and I'll walk you through every step of the way. Now, let's talk about wrapping our creation in foil and getting it ready to be carried away. The foil crinkles softly as I wrap it around the meat, sealing in all those delicious juices and flavors. It's like wrapping up a delicious surprise, and I can't wait to unveil it later. And here comes my favorite method, which I like to call the closet method. It involves hanging our dish in a burning fire, in our case the stove, and letting it cook slowly. The flames lick at the foil, infusing the meat with a smoky flavor that's simply irresistible. It's a technique that infuses the dish with that irresistible smoky flavor that we all love. While our meat is cooking to perfection, let's take a moment to enjoy life's little pleasures. How about a tea break with a traditional samovar? The steam rises from the samovar, carrying the fragrant aroma of freshly brewed tea. There's something incredibly comforting about sipping tea while the aroma of cooking fills the air. It's moments like these that make life truly enjoyable. Cheers to good food and good company. Oh, can we just pause for a moment and bask in the success of today's dish? I mean, it's like hitting all the right notes in a symphony of flavors. Every ingredient coming together just perfectly, it's a culinary masterpiece. The meat is tender and juicy, the veggies are perfectly cooked, and the sauce adds that final touch of magic. All right, let's all gather around now, grab a plate brimming with this delightful dish, drizzle on that sauce, and let the flavors take us on a tasty adventure. Who's up for seconds? I know I am. And now, it's finally time for the moment of truth, the tasting. Each bite is a culmination of our efforts, a symphony of flavors that dance on the palate. Reward for all the hard work and creativity we put into making this meal. So dig in and enjoy every delicious mouthful. Thanks a bunch for joining me on this flavorful adventure, my dear foodie friends. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more culinary magic. Until next time, happy cooking and take good care.